I'm live. Yay! All right, let me go mark this page with the. Let's go put on the link. Link to join. Today's the 3rd, right? Yep. Link to join. Delete. Control V. Shift. Hyperlink. Set. Edit. Options. Open in new window. Update. Update. Should be logging in just fine. Hey, everybody who's logging in, let me know if you can hear me. Make sure that. What other weird things do I have in the background? Nothing? Okay, good. Let's see. Hey, Danny, sound is good. Yay. I finally figured out that I have to start from computer off. And then if I just bring it up from there, then the sound works every time. So, all right, the link is in there. That's for later. All right, beautiful. We're ready to rock. Not that ready to rock. Hey, Laurel. It's a new week. Hey, Lynn. Hey, Marie. You guys have made it in again today. I'm going to go close the door to the bedroom because I hear too much noise, so I'll be right back. Oh, Donna's going to do it. All right. See? I think she's more bugged by me than I am by her. All right. Oh, that sounds pretty out of tune, don't you think? Cindy, welcome in. First time tuning in on the first time, Cindy? Now, come on. Glad you made it, Cindy. It's super exciting. You're basically what we do on the live broadcast, Cindy, is I sit here and try to tune this ukulele. That's pretty much how it goes. It's sort of like modern art in a lot of ways. Been wanting to play this ukulele more, but the strings and the whole, it's just being a brat lately. It's just fighting back. So let's see. So we'll take care of you today, Cindy. We are 1 week into the intro stuff, and so hopefully you'll feel okay at the end of the lesson today. If you don't, you go back through a few of the previous lessons from last week to get a feel for how the flow of things go. Both of our pieces today are pretty straightforward and going to be a lot of fun to play, so hopefully you'll feel real comfy getting in here today. Hey, Patty, welcome in. Glad you're here. Burke is here. Burke is here. I think you should start spray painting that on places, Burke. I think that's awesome. Hey, Fran. Another week, can't say it away. I know you guys could make your Sunday afternoon so much easier by not coming here, but I'm delighted that you're here. Christine, let's see. Red is being very Hispanic right now. If you meet Red, the first thing you think of is old school Mexico. That's the first thought that comes across when I'm thinking of Red as one of my friends and musicians. So let's see. Marie, buenos dias. we're all Latino for a day or two or 5, right? That's awesome. Hey, Jim, welcome in. Glad you're here. Linda from California. Look, I got it right. Yay. I'm so excited. Linda is here from California. Let's see. What do I know? I don't know anything about California today, so I'm glad you're here, Cindy. Glad you're here, Cindy. Really am. Let's see. Red. Gracias. De nada. There, that's our complete amount. Well, that and margarita. That's our complete list of Spanish words that I know. Let's see. Jackie, how are you? Songs of old Mexico. I have some interesting observations about it, by the way, so we'll get on that here in just a minute. Christine, welcome in from Bozeman. And Barbara is logging in. And I was out in your neighborhood today. We went for a bike ride. I made the decision to go outside without having to, and it was so we took a bike ride. We went down Monte Vista Street, Monte Vista, Monteverde, whatever beautiful day today, actually, out there. Perfect. So I was looking around for you. I didn't see you. Let's see. Deborah, welcome in. Hey, Mel, come on in. Have a seat. All right, guys. So the two songs. Let me do this. Hey, welcome. Welcome into our weekly, daily 6 days a week ukulele lesson. Glad all of you guys are here. We got a intro level song, and then we're going to do our next level song. And what's nice is that the next level song is not that much harder, a little bit harder in a couple spots than our intro level song. And so hopefully if Three Blind Mice is making sense to you, then Cielito Lindo will probably make sense to you. And it should be give you a good opportunity to play a couple of songs that are advanced type advanced type stuff, but it's not hard to play on the ukulele. Usually everything I give you is super hard to play, and so we don't have that today, or really much this week. So we'll see. Let's see who else logged in. Let's see. Oh, hey, Renee, thank you for the nice email. That was really kind of you. I'll write you back, but thank you. Sometimes I read them. I got to get back to them a little bit later because I'm crying. And Renee sent me a nice email today. So it's gorgeous out there today. Yeah. If you guys are in Denver, we're having a top-notch day. Hope the weather is as delightful wherever you are. Let's see. Kat, hey, welcome in. All right. So, a couple of things. This is our transition week. So this week we're going to be doing songs of old Mexico, and I have spent a surprisingly huge amount of time looking for songs from Mexico. I wanted them from Mexico, not just Latin songs. There's tons of Cuban songs and Spanish songs and songs from South America, but I wanted them all to be from Mexico. And so I really dug into which ones had good melody, which ones were a tune that maybe, the North American non-Mexico residents might have heard before. And I was surprised at how hard it was to find something. There's tons and tons of ranchera music and modern pop music from Mexico. But in terms of finding traditional Spanish sounding and feeling songs that would sound good, that we knew the melodies from, really kind of challenging to find 5 of them that were going to work. And I'm actually pretty pleased. The 4 of them are lockout, like good, really nice pieces of music, and one of those you got today. The other one, La Llorona, I'm still working on that. It was in Coco, and if you by the way, if you haven't seen the Disney show Coco, it's probably worth your time as a musician just to go watch it. It's really quite delightful, and I'm working on that one right now. The getting enough melody out of it's been a bit of a challenge, but I think we'll be able to pull it off. We'll do that one toward the end of the week, and by then you'll have plenty to keep you busy. Let's see, what else did I want to talk about this week? So we're going to do 4:30 every day this week, again, just like we did Sunday through Saturday. And then next week we've got big changes coming. So I'm going to be doing, I've talked to the group locally, what they want to do here, and I've talked to a few of you nationally about what things are going well and not so well for you. And so we're going to be making some significant changes. I think you'll like everything. I hope. So you'll be getting an email this week describing what our plans are for the week next week, not this week. This week is just the same as always. So let's see who else is logging in. Hey, Susan. Susan sent me a picture of her puppy earlier today. It was super cute. Las Mañanitas. Yeah, that's It's going to be one of our songs this week. And Annie's here, Linda's here, Jerry's here. Good. All right, let's dig into Three Blind Mice. We want to tackle this for lots of different reasons. If you're new to playing tablature, this is one of those songs where you're like, I don't understand why I'm playing it. And then, but once you are playing it this well, then you can play everything well. So last week we ended with My Spaghetti Monster, which has a nice introduction to chords and melody at the same time. This song will sort of wrap that up in terms of giving you an opportunity to play with your thumb and then also an opportunity to play with your claw. And those two things are all there are. So you'll end up with all of your skill set kind of locked in at this point and playing at a nice, hopefully it's going to bring all of the previous thinking together into one place where it sounds pretty nice. All right. Hey, Vicky. All right. So as we do with almost all the beginning songs or introduction songs, I don't want to call them beginning songs. These are introduction songs to a type of playing, finger style type playing, advanced ukulele, whatever that means, intermediate ukulele. This is the stuff that you're going to need in order to play for you the rest of your life. If you just end up knowing your chords and you don't really like to sing, you're going to quit. But if you don't know how to sing, but you know how to run the instrument, you'll keep playing forever. And that's my job, is to get you where you know how to run the instrument, and then go out and teach somebody else how to run the instrument. So our chord today is a C chord. Okay. The biggest thing on this sheet of music is it's different than what's in your head. Okay, what's in your head is three blind mice, see how they run, see how they run. They all went after the farmer's wife. She cut off their hair with a carving knife. You've ever seen such a hard in your life? It's three blind mice. So we rush through that middle section there. This one's not set up this way. This one's set up at a much slower tempo. So I'm going to sing. As you know, you should close your ears right now. I want you to either, if you're brand new to these lessons, just to strum. Okay, thumb down right here where the body and the neck come together. It's fret 12 or 14. Just strum like this. Okay. If you've been around with me a while, we want to be doing the claw. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, play. Three blind mice. Three blind mice. See how they run. See how they run. They all went after the farmer's wife. She cut off their tails with a carving knife. Have you ever seen such a sight in your life as three blind mice? 2, 3, 4. Okay, so that's what's written on the paper. Okay, and what you notice is you just have our favorite chord, simple strum. All I did was, you notice I kept a beat on every single measure. So there's 4 beats in a measure. I'm going to make a noise on every single beat. And it doesn't matter if there's eighth notes or half notes or whole notes or any other type of note. I'm just giving 4 beats in every single one of those measures. And then it's very easy for me to sing over the top of it. Or if I have a melody player with me, it's very easy for them to do what they do, because I'm also serving as the drummer. When you are strumming, and if this is true when you go to strum-alongs and everybody, we're all singing Big Rock Candy Mountain again, your job as a strummer is to be the drum beat as well. So you want to keep that as smooth and as regular as possible, and that way it's easy to sing over the top of it, even if you're a crummy singer like me. And so that's the purpose of chords. Okay? And as a ukulele player, you're doing 2 jobs. You're creating the harmony, that's the chord, and then you're also creating the rhythm, which is your strum. Okay, and of course there's a million different strum patterns you can do. There are no right strum patterns, but there's lots of ones that sound better than others. And in this simple song, you can do them all and find out they all sound okay. All right, now let's go next to playing the tablature, in this case called the ukulele line. Okay, and we're going to just do one note at a time. This is when you turn your face off. Okay, and for probably, what do we got? We're 44 people in the room right now. Probably 34 of you should keep your face turned off, right? You're probably aware of your singing skills. They're about at my level, right? Maybe a little better, hopefully a little better, but they're not really. You're not trying to be the next. Drop a name on you don't know, Ariana Grande, right, or whoever. You're not that person. Not planning on being that person. When you buy a ukulele, there's sort of this feeling like, oh gosh, I have to learn how to sing. I have to like singing because there's so much of it everywhere you look. When they're looking at ukuleles, it's here, sing this song, this, and it can be a little bit like, oh, I don't know if this is the right instrument for me. The way we get beyond that is to learn to play this melodically. Okay, let's play one note at a time. Remember, ones are with your index finger, twos are with your middle finger, threes are with your ring finger, and there are no other numbers. Okay, all you got to do is make sure that you show up on the right string, and then pluck the same string you're holding down, or the correct string, I guess I should say, and then you will end up with the melody coming out. Okay. For some of you that are newer to this is a big deal. This is a hard part of the project. This is plenty hard enough for you. For those of you guys who've been around a while, I want you to play right with me in time. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. I just got a sign that said my connection is unstable. That usually means that I'm talking to myself and all of you are disconnected. So if one of you will say, hey, I can still hear you, I will feel a whole lot better. So if one of you would stick down in your chat box there that you're still hearing me, that would be tremendous. Let's see, who just logged in? I don't have the sheet music, but I'm watching you listening. Hey, Pele, welcome in. Glad you're here. Okay. Yep. Hi. Okay, you still hear me. All right, good. All right. So now, what we're going to still here. Still here. Thank you guys. I know it's funny because there's a huge delay from when I say something until you guys give it back to me. It's about 30 seconds. And so sometimes it's a long time. All right, let's do it one more time because I was freaking out. I saw that little sign pop up and I'm like, oh, brother, there went the lesson. From the top, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Hopefully, Laurel, hopefully you got your 8 measures back. What we're working on there is when we are working with learning our tablature, when we're playing one note at a time, we're working on 2 very important things. One, getting a clean, clear, pretty tone that is surprisingly hard to do. Honestly, you guys have already figured that out. And then being on time at the right spot. And that's why we come together. Hopefully you can play live. If you're just catching these video recordings of these sessions, that's perfectly fine. But we want to play with other people because we have this tendency when we're playing at home by ourselves, if we miss a note, we have this tendency to go back and fix it. And that's death to you as a musician. You've got to know when you're going to stop and go back and fix something and when you're not. And 95% of the time, you should not go back and fix your mistakes. You should go through, make note of it in your head that you screwed that up. Finish the whatever section you're working on, then go back and work on just that one little section to make sure that you know what you're supposed to do. But when you miss a note, it's really challenging to talk yourself into just moving forward, and that's why you want to play along with me if possible, or get a friend and go play along with them, because then it doesn't matter if you messed up, right? You can't, whatever, I got to move on to the next note. And that's the musical skill that we want to really indoctrinate you with is, hey, when I make a mistake, it doesn't mean I made a mistake. It just means I got to move on to the next note. Okay. So 3 blind clank, 3 blind clank, right? You got to just keep moving forward. You can't worry about these mistakes. It's really, really challenging when you first start. It took me years to get through that, that business of perfectionism. Now I notice when I make mistakes, and I wish I wouldn't, but I don't care necessarily, right? Because I got to move on. It's time to move forward. All right, one more time on the melody, then we'll go through. We'll talk about playing classical ukulele, and then we're going to dive into Cielito, Lindo. We're moving fast today. Okay, one from the top. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's pretty fast. And that's probably about a top speed. I don't think I'd want to play it that much faster than that. I think that's if you're playing it at that speed, that's good. That means that you've got this down solid. If you're struggling a little bit, we'd probably just need to slow it down a little bit, and you'd be able to play through that just fine. So find your sweet spot. If this was too fast, just go sit and slow it down a little bit, play through the whole thing 4 or 5 times, and then come back and try to speed that up, right? Okay, so first thing, you've learned your chord. Second thing, you've learned about rhythm and making sure you have 4 beats per measure. Next thing you've learned is about melody, how to play each of these notes one at a time. Now the next thing we do, we're going to play this 2 different ways. We're going to go into tough uke. We're going to play it one time just with your thumb down. Okay, and the idea is we want to make it sound as lush and beautiful and as really make it come together as a nice piece of music. And then we're going to go back through and learn this important skill of just plucking the strings that we need, okay, which is in the beginning something we have a tendency to put off because it's kind of hard. This is actually what's going to ultimately you're going to have to do when you get to those upper and more difficult pieces is to get your claw shape in good form. So let's go through and play this first, just thumb down, and we're going to play the melody exactly the same. Every note is going to be exactly the same as what we just played, but instead of plucking just that one string, we're going to strum our thumb down over whatever strings it tells us to. So to it, the very first thing is 0 0 0 under tough uke. Tough uke, first thing you see is 0 0 0. Okay, and that means you're going to go just strum those 3 notes, and then your thumb is going to rest on the string you're not going to play. So you're not going to play the first string. It's just going to hang out there like it's on a hammock. And then you got 0 2, and then 0 0. And notice my thumb really literally hangs out on that string. I'm not doing this to be pedagogical. I'm doing it because that's what you have to do. Right? Just let it hang out there. Okay. All right, the first 2 measures are identical, so let's play those 2. 1, 2, measure 1. Okay, beautiful. Okay, now, by the way, I did grab the low G ukulele today, and so it sounds a little different than yours is going to sound with a high G on here. So just know that we're getting a little bit of different tonality, but that's kind of what we like in the ukulele world. We want some of us playing high G, some of us playing low G, some of us playing baritone. We don't want anybody playing guitar, but other than that, we like to get different instruments in different types of ukulele in the same room just to create a difference, and so I'm playing a little bit different ukulele than you probably are, and so don't worry about the tonality difference, just do the same skill set. Okay, next measure 3 is going to be 3 1 1 0, and you're just going to bring your thumb down over everything. Ready? Let's play measure 3, and 4 is basically the same thing. So let's play 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 1, 1, oh. 3, 1, 1, oh. 3. Okay, that's going to introduce you to the next idea. Now look how much fun measure 5 is. You're going to strum every single string, and you're going to play that all the way into measure 6. You just got to make sure your melody finger moves. And then when we get to measure 6, then we're going to wrap that up with 3 rest strokes on 3. Okay. Hey, Lindy, welcome in. All right, from measure 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, 3, 2, oh, 2, 3. Bunny hop. 3, 3, 3. Okay. So the only motion that's really challenging there, so you got a 3, then a 2, then a 0, then back to the 2, then a 3, then this is the challenging motion, right? To talk yourself into doing a bunny hop and then making sure you only strum down and catch your rest stroke there. Okay, so now let's play measures 7, 8, 9, and 10, and you'll see pretty much how it's flowing, and what we'll end up doing is we'll just end up playing the whole thing out. Okay, so from measure 7 to the end, let's do 7 to the end. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, we're just using our thumb to get down. We're using the thumb to cover all of the strings in the chord, and then we're just stopping when we hit that melody note. Okay, so we're going to start from the top, play through to the bottom. Okay, get your. Well, you don't have to start with anything on. Right? Normally, we'd say grab the C chord to get started, but there's no point in doing that because you're not going to play the C chord until measure 5. Okay, so here we go from the top. Try to keep the beat steady. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pretty decent little tune. Okay, so our goal here is we're playing the C chord and then we're just playing that and down until we hit the melody note. Okay, so we're putting chord and melody together at the same time. This song is it starts to sound a little drony because we're hitting those same strings without really modifying them at all at any point during the song. And so when you play one chord song, sometimes the chord melody is a lot harder than when you get 2 or 3 other chords in there because it just the sound, the harmonic quality gets a little bit more interesting. And so now you're playing chord melody. You are legit. I officially stamp your passport into chord melody playing. Let's go through and talk about what's really the important takeaway from this, which is to not do just your thumb, but to use these 4 fingers on these 4 strings, okay, and play like this, okay? Now, do not tell yourself that I am teaching you to assign your thumb to the top string, index to this 3rd string, middle finger to the 2nd string, and ring finger to the 1st string. At this moment, I am teaching you to do that, but this is not typically how I play in claw style. Most of the time when I'm in claw style, my thumb is on the 3rd string, and then these 2 are on the 2nd and 1st. This is mostly what we play when we're playing claw style. But in this case, we're going to use all 4 because we're going to use all 4 strings, and I just want you to get comfy with the idea of holding this and plucking all 4 at once. Okay. The other thing you'll notice is that these are not stacked up on top of each other like that. You're never going to be able to pluck them if you do that. You want them at a 45-degree angle, okay, to the strings. I don't know how else to say that. You want them at an angle, okay, so that your thumb has room to go down, and then each of these fingers has room to come up, okay. Also, you're not pulling away from the ukulele, you're just collapsing your knuckle so that those strings come up. Okay, bum 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 bum. Okay, that's the technique. The back of your hand is barely going to move. Right, it's not moving a ton. My elbow's not going to move at all. Okay, it's all coming from the knuckles. Okay, now let's play the song just exactly the tough uke line, but when there's 3 strings, and then 2 strings, and then 2 strings, and then 3 strings, okay, and then 3 strings. Okay. And then, so you're really looking, how many strings do I got to pluck? And then you're just picking those 2 strings. Again, this is just one way to do the claw. There are many, many other variations on this, and so just be aware. This is just day 1 of playing the claw. Okay. Hey, Sandy, welcome in. Glad you made it. All right, from the top, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, let your ukulele ring out. That's what we're working on, okay, is not only doing thumb down, because that's going to sound beautiful on all of my arrangements. That's how I think when I'm doing arrangements. But then to go back through and play it also this way, because they're going to work that way as well. And this way also, when you get your claw really good and in shape and you really are in command of your right hand, then you're going to turn it into legit finger style, and you're going to start adding in all kinds of extra notes in there just for fun, right? Just for something to keep the music alive and different and changing all of the time. And so that's what the claw will do for you. Okay, that's the top level, guys. Okay, so I gave you chord, rhythm, melody, chord melody, and 2 different right hand techniques right off the bat. So that's the good stuff right there. Take that and work on that. It's not a dumb song, by the way. I tell this story all the time. A friend of mine he's getting pretty on in years, but a very fine jazz guitarist. He's got a 5-minute version of Three Blind Mice. It's ridiculous how complicated and intense it is. So don't think you're playing a song that's for kids. Think of it as a song you're going to work on until you're as good as that guy, right? All right, Three Blind Mice. That's the technique or the intro stuff that I need you to be in command of. Oh, hey, Lanny, welcome in. All right, let's go visit Old Mexico. Okay, Cielito, Lindo is our song for today. It's also a political statement original. Yeah, it's interesting to read the Wikipedia page on Three Blind Mice. It's actually worth yeah, go check it out. It's actually kind of fun. All right, Cielito, Lindo. So most of you guys know that Cinco de Mayo is coming this week. It's Tuesday. What's today? The 3rd? Yeah, so it'll be Tuesday, and in Mexico, Cinco de Mayo isn't that big of a day. It's in a couple of places they recognize it as an important day, but in America it's a huge day, right? It's a very day for Mexican pride and all of this. And I live in Denver, and we have a large Hispanic population here, and it's always pretty fun to see what's going to happen on Cinco de Mayo. Sometimes it's great, and sometimes bad things happen. I don't know. It's one of those things where you're just rooting for everybody to make it through, kind of thing. And so I like. I don't know. I just like Cinco de Mayo, the idea behind it that it's this Mexican holiday that's only celebrated in America. A little like St. Patrick's Day, you know. St. Patrick's Day is a big deal in America, not so much in Ireland. So, hey, Louise, welcome in. So, we're going to go through, talk about the chord structure. We're going to like it. Okay. After last week, we're going to like this. Okay. So, you've got C chord, which we just were working on, measure one. Okay. You got a G chord. Okay, that's this one right here. Okay. That's when you first start, you hate G chord. Remember hating G chord when you guys first started? Okay. And let's see what else we got. We've got a G7. It's sitting at measure 7. Okay, index, middle, and ring. And that one runs for quite a while. You'll notice that there are places in the song where there's sometimes it's a G7 and sometimes it's a G. And that's going to be pretty normal in most music. When you're in the key of C, you're going to see either G or G7 or lots of both, you know. And so just get to comfy with, if you're going to play a lot of stuff in C, you're going to see a lot of G's and you're going to see a lot of G7s. That's why I don't teach the key of C right off the bat, because it's too hard. And then down at measure 19, you got an F chord. And then again, this is the one chord when you're newer that I keep like, well, why are you having trouble with this? But it is, you know, it's one of those things. Here's the thing to remember. You got your F chord on to make it D minor. You're just adding your ring finger. And it sounds beautiful on there. It sounds almost like, it sounds a little sophisticated, like maybe it doesn't even belong there. Okay. Then on page 2, you got more G7s, more Cs, and I think that's it, right? So you've really only got, it's really it's a 3-chord song with a little F and a little D minor, which you can actually play an F instead of the D minor. It doesn't sound as cool, but you can. And it's mostly a 2-chord song, mostly C's and mostly G's. Okay, so the chord structure is not very complicated. Here's some good news, and I know that a lot of you are sitting around going, "Yeah, I want to see him sing Cielito, Lindo." The good news is I grew up in Denver. Huge Spanish-speaking population. I know no Spanish, so that's where I'm at. So I will not be singing anything. Okay, so you're safe this week. Next thing is that we want to talk about the melody. And what's nice about this melody? It sits right down here. The very first part is all sitting down there on measure or in first position, and then when we get to the fancier stuff, it's just up to 7. I think there might be 1/8 in there. Am I right? Yeah, over at 27. We are going to go clear up to 8. Okay, so that's going to be your high note. Okay, and so we're not all the way crazy down the fretboard, and we're not jumping all over like we were on some of that more sophisticated music last week. And so this should be a piece, hopefully, that you're able to master pretty quickly. And then as we're working through the week, what I want to do is give you the opportunity to really get solid on a few of these. Then when we get to concert on Friday, you're going to be killing it, right? And we're all going to sound a lot better. We can add some stuff in. We can make it a little bit more we can make it like music instead of like trying to survive the sheet music, right? And that's one of those things that I spend a lot of my life doing, is trying to survive sheet music, because you're always trying to play a little bit harder song for just, I don't know why we do that to ourselves, but that we think it's better. Probably not. All right, so let's play the melody. Get comfy with this melody. You probably have heard the melody whether you know the song or not. Okay, so here we go from the top. Ukulele melody line. Start with your 3. 1, 2, 3. 3, 1, 2, 3. 3, 1, 2. 3, 1, 2, 3. Whoops, I blew it. Let's go to a set. Let's go to measure 17. I apologize. You know what I was thinking? I was thinking I should have put this thing on the floor so I could turn the page. Ugh, not being prepared as a teacher. I apologize. From measure 17, 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3. 1, 2. 2, 3, and then we're going to go back to 17. So when you see that repeat, don't go back to the beginning. Make yourself a note. I'm going to make it on for myself, and then that way I'll remember when I redo the sheet music to say to number 17. Okay, and then hopefully I'm going to play it better this time too. So we'll go to measure 17. All right, from 17, 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So you might not necessarily know the intro to that song, but you for sure know the I. Okay, it's on every single cartoon ever, right? And so that's that song. Okay, so whether you know the tune or not is not important, or knowing the tune is important. Knowing what the name of the song is in this case, it's called Cielito, Lindo, and it's beautiful. And mostly I'm going to send you to Wikipedia to read about these songs this week. Go study up on them. Every last one of them is interesting and fascinating about what's the history of them is. So, all right. From the top, melody only, please. 1, 2, 3. 3, 1, 2, 3. 3, 1, 2. 3, 1, 2, 3. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 3, 1, 2. 3, 1, 2, 3. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. 3, 1, 2. 2, 3. Okay, got it? Got the melody down, got the big idea. What fingerings do you suggest for 17 through 23? So probably in my back of my head, I got that 8 coming up further down in at 27. I got that 8, right? So I'm for sure going to play that 8 with my pinky. That's the highest note. That's for sure going to be a pinky, which puts everything else on, which puts rings on 7 and index on 5. It's not a bad idea just to go with that, right? So if you're if your sevens are going to be with your ring, 7, 5, then you're going to have to slide down to get the 3. Okay, that seems to make sense for that page. And then if I'm going to, again, be thinking about ring on 7, then when I get to the second page, I got a little bit of a mess because I've got this 3 that jumps down here, right? So I've got, I don't know if I really like that. So I'm probably going to go with the middle finger for 5. Okay, I got a little bit more fighting chance. I just hit an 8, but let's try that again. Middle, middle. I don't know if I like that either. Might go with a ring. No, I'm probably going to go with a ring on 5 to be the least chance of me blowing it. Okay. And then obviously when you get to that 8, right, you know your pinky's got to go there, and you got to put your index finger on 5. And then you're going to slide down and grab that 2. Okay. So those are moments where you just make a decision. I think there's a lot of opportunity there to come up with different ones that fit your hand better, but I would come up with a decision, and then I might write my note down there. Play this 5 with my ring every single time, or play this 7 with my ring, or whatever it is. Try it half a dozen ways, or 3 different ways probably, until you find the way that's the least amount of stretching and craziness, and then just write yourself a note on your sheet music. I don't think I have a good like, oh, you have to do it this way, other than that 8 for sure is going to be a pinky for sure. Okay, anytime I look at a piece of music, I find the highest note, that's the pinky. Everything else descends from there. So all right, that's beautiful, right? Here's another nice thing about this. If you know somebody who has a ukulele, go over to their house, right? Don't go to their house. You can't go to their house. Yeah, go to their house. They sit on the porch, right? You sit on one side of the porch, they sit on the other side. You hand them this, they can do all these chords, right? D minor might perplex them a bit, but they can do C's and G's because you've taught them, right? And they play that 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That's all they got to do, and you play the melody. It's a blast, right? It's a really nice way to create, to make a friend. Okay, you're a ukulele player. Probably most people don't like you, so this is your opportunity. The other way to do that, of course, the MP3 is on the website, so you can play right along with the MP3. And that, I think, to be honest with you, when I talk to my more advanced players here in Denver, and I say, you know, how are you practicing? What are you doing? Most of them, not all of them. We got a few of them that are outliers, but for the most part, most of them use those MP3s pretty heavily, because when they're at home, they're speeding them up and slowing them down and trying to get where they're hitting their notes in proper timing, and so that way, I mean, I just think it makes you a better player if you can talk yourself into doing that once in a while. And this would be one of those songs that'd be real fun to do with. Go grab it, download it on your phone, use one of those tempo slow apps, and then start with it slow where you know you can play it, just the melody, and then start cranking it up and see if you can get to all the way to 140. 140 is pretty fast, and see if you're able to play the song along with it. Just the melody, right? Not because tough uke is different. Tough uke we want to take our time with. We want it to be beautiful. We want it to be hours when we do that. So, fancy waltz, pick, strum pattern. So Alan's asking, what do I do on a 3-beat, right? This piece, a lot of folk music is written in 3 because they like that boom chunk chunk, boom chunk chunk, boom 2 3, boom 2 3, 1 1 2 3, 1 2 3. So that's the question that Alan is talking about. What I would be thinking about, if I've got somebody else doing the melody, either singing it or plucking it, I'm probably, if my chord is a C, thumb chunk chunk, bum chunk chunk. Right, that's what I'm thinking about. Is that old-fashioned cowboy strum, which is hit the low note. Okay, this ukulele happens to have 2 low notes on it, but yours just has the C. You know, hit the C string, and then you get that nice, and that actually feels like old Mexico, doesn't it? I mean, if you're sitting around in one of those plazas in the evening, all the tourists have finally gone home, and you're just sitting there hanging out. Boom, chuck, chuck, boom, chuck. I can picture that happening, that exact thing happening. And sometimes when you go to, to Mexican food restaurant and they have the mariachis there. I don't know if you guys have those where you guys live. We have them all over the place in Denver. You go in, you're like, oh God, there's a mariachi band. They're so stinking loud. But it's the guy with the big guitar, the guitarron, he's going boom, chuck, boom, chuck, chuck, boom, chuck, chuck, boom, chuck, chuck, and they don't even have. He's only got 8 frets on that thing, so he's doing some very basic chording on that, and that's his job, is just to do boom chucks, And so that's where Alan is thinking, is like, hey, what could I do to make this sound more waltz-like? And that's my method of doing it. You can also do strum pluck pluck, strum pluck pluck, or strum down up, strum down up, strum down up. Or and the other one is the triple stroke, down, down, up, down, down, up. That's index, thumb, up. Okay. Down, down, up, down, down, up. And so that's usually we use triple strokes for playing fast stuff, but you can do it with waltz. And that's index down, thumb down, and then index coming back up. So that's a 3-beat pattern. They call it the triple strum. It's in all the old-fashioned ukulele books. Here's how you do a triple strum. Apparently, it was very important back in the day. And of course, the other one is just pluck. Louder, not so loud. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So lots of different choices in terms of getting that waltz feel. The biggest issue, almost all waltzes, heavy on the first beat, lighter on the beats 2 and 3. Okay. Hopefully that answered your question, Alan. Pele, don't have the 17th fret. What do you suggest? 17th fret. There are no 17th frets, Pele. No, don't play any 17th frets. I think you might be talking about 17th measure, which would be at the bottom of your paper. If you have a 17th fret, you have written the style, you have written the music yourself, and it needs to be edited. That's where a 17th fret would come from. There are a couple of classical guitar tunes that require you to play that note, but we aren't going to play that note. Let's see. Tanya, I seem to need longer fingers to play the chord on measures 21 and 22. Okay. So 21, you've got it's a G7. Okay, and Tanya's already moved on to the tough uke. Okay, she's ahead of us. Tanya. All right, we'll answer your question when I get there. Joyce reminds me of my mariachi. Wouldn't it be fun to be in Joyce's mariachi ensemble, even if you knew nothing about playing, just to be in it? I just want to go and be in it. Right? Every time you go to the restaurant, and here they go, and there's a trumpet. There's always the trumpet guy's always there. He never misses. And then there's usually a couple violins and at least one guitar. Usually, the smaller. They call them requintos. It's just a small guitar, and then the guitarron is the big one. I always want to be that guy. Boom, chuck, chuck, boom, chuck. I really like that. That's the good. That if you ever wanted to give me a gift, send me a guitarron. That's the instrument I want. I just want to just own it, and because it's gigantic and awesome, when they come in, at first you're like, doggone it, they're so loud. But then, of course, as a musician, you can't but sit and just watch and see what everybody's doing, what their jobs are. And it's, and they play the same set of songs no matter what mariachis there are. And they're just fabulous. And after a while, you're just like, you can't leave the restaurant because you're like, okay, now they're going to play this one. Oh, yeah, I know that. I've heard that one before. They're a blast. All right. Now, let's go deal with Tanya's issue, okay? So we're going to play through the tough uke. guys, this is not like last week. We're in a much friendlier neighborhood, so this is an opportunity for you to try to start to do some a little bit, get a little wild, right? So so let's walk through it, make sure that everything's making sense, and then we'll figure out some places where you can put a little of your own personality in. Okay, so we got the first thing on tough uke, measure 1. You got a nice C chord. And you're gonna hit that 3 again, then take your S off. It gives you hit that 0 while you're getting your G chord on. Okay, and I played that too fast, but pay attention to the standard notation up there on the top line. That's going to help you out a ton on this song, because sometimes you're going to need to hold a quarter note longer. That's what the quarter note with the dot after it. It says hold this one a little extra long, and then those eighth notes have the little swoosh on the top, the little flag, and those are fast, right? So how this one really goes is, let me do it again. Okay, so you get that little bit of bum bum ba-dum bum 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 ba-dum bum. So you got a little hesitation in that. Okay, and then let's go to measure 5. Same thing. And then you got a half note there. Let that ring for a second. Hit the 3. Get your G7 on real fast. This is something you're going to have to get good at playing this song. This is something you want to get good at, and here's your opportunity. You're on this G. Get to that G7. Okay, you're going to get good at that. And when I did it, didn't even think about it, my hand's already there, right? And so that's the level of practice you want to do as well. You can go from G into that G7 without even thinking about it, right? Okay, so go to measure 6. Okay, nice full G chord. Grab your G7. It's a rest stroke. Don't hit the top string. And then we got a little decorative notes in here. We're going 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. They're just filling up space there. Okay, and then we're going to go on with the G7 at measure 9. Hold that one. Go grab the 3. A little more decorative notes there. Okay, and then you're back to the G chord at measure 13. Hold it and then go. Okay, and that's important. That little eighth note there at measure 15. Okay, and you want to play that one fast. So when you get there, and I forget what the words mean there exactly, but it's a big moment, right? It sounds cool. Plus, it's going to lead you into the actual song, to the I guys. Okay, okay, so let's go. Where were we? Let's go to measure. Okay, so 15 was. Then I got a decorative note there, and then an unnecessary strum here. Just again, fill in time. Okay, now measure 17. Go to your 7. Okay, and I tend to go with a ring finger on that, but it's not required. You find whatever finger makes the most sense for you. 2, 3, 2. Okay, so we have a tendency to fall asleep. I have a tendency to fall asleep on that 0005 one. So don't be Gary. 2, 3, 1 beat, and then go get your 3, and then jump down and grab that F chord. D minor. Okay, so that's quite a bit of speed that you got to get in through there, especially if you're going to get this up to 140. All right, now Tanya's ruining your life because she doesn't like this chord. Okay, I don't like it either. Okay, here's why you want to do this: index finger. Okay, put your G7 chord on. Start with this. Okay, what I want you to do is reach your pinky up here. That's what I want you to do. Okay. Okay, that's what I want. Okay, that's not probably what you're going to do. Okay, here's what you're really going to do. Instead of putting your G7 chord on, just put those 2 on. Don't worry, lose the middle, lose your ring finger, and now put your pinky up on there. Now you can reach it. Okay, index, middle, pinky. Okay, so there's that. Probably you can reach that. Okay, if you can't, you can play the other G7. Okay. I don't think you really want to do that. I don't know if you've solved anything by doing that G7 chord. So I really would stick with this G7 chord, but just make sure your hand drops down underneath it. Lose your ring finger on it, index, middle, and pinky. Okay, if you can't do it, just hit the 5, right? That's the one that's going to matter, right? Maybe just hit the 1 and the 5. Like, nah, don't do that. So try this for a while. If that doesn't work out, then you can just hit the 5, or you've got the 5-5-7 G7 chord, which works. Okay, but I think it probably creates as many problems as it solves. So Tanya, you'll try this a few times. Index, middle, pinky. Hopefully it works. If not, we'll come up with plan B and C and D, right? And then we're going to hit that 3, and then 007. Okay. Now I could have on this 7, 007, and then followed by the 8 on the second string. I can just play this 3 down here. Also, I put that 8 on there because I think that it's easier to get to. But notice up in the melody, it's a 3 on the first string instead of an 8 on the second string, which are the same notes, right? It would be the same note if my ukulele was in tune. And I think it's just easier to get to. I just think it's easier to get to. Okay, so play that measure 23, hit the 8, lose the 8. Some decorative notes in there for no reason, just to fill up some space. Hit the 3, nice strum. Now here you have to do this G7 chord, 5, 5, 7, and your pinky's going to end up on 8. Lose the pinky, and then go down to your regular G7 at 28. Grab that 3 with the pinky probably, and then lose your pinky and your ring finger. Pinky, or use probably the ring finger to get the 3, and then that da 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 is again. And that sends you back to 17. Okay, so let's play the song. What time is it? 5:29. Perfect. I'm finally getting it in a half an hour. My plan, guys, is to do a better job of keeping this inside an hour. My other plan is that my ukulele will come a day when it's in tune. You ready? Game face. From the top all the way to the bottom. Okay. If you want to play this way, it sounds wonderful. Okay. 1, 2, 3. That's your C chord at the very last measure. Bar on 5, F shape in front. Okay, that's your C chord to wrap up that. Okay, don't have to do that. If you don't, if you get to the end, you can also just put a regular C chord on there. Sounds pretty too. I wanted to go up and be fancy. That's it. That's how it goes. Okay, that's a beautiful piece of music. Honestly, that one you can work on for a while. Not hard. Trying to get it perfect would be one of my goals. It's not. There's no such thing as perfect in music. Trying to get it to your perfect, right? Really getting it where it flows, and you feel like you deserve a margarita. That's what you really are working on that piece of music. It's just that beautiful, old school feeling to it. I love that piece. All right, Cielito, Lindo. We got lots more. I got, I think, I can't remember. I think I'm giving you Las Mañanitas next, which I finished up. I think I finished up earlier today. And the rest of the week, just beautiful old school music. And I love all of it. So hopefully you'll like it too. Let's see. Nice to have something a little easier today. Yeah, believe me, I listened to myself in the concert on Friday, and I believe that we need some easier stuff. So, yeah, so this whole week will be quite a bit easier, but easy doesn't necessarily mean it's easier, right? You want to dig in, and when the song is simple and beautiful, boy, you're under a higher obligation to get it right. So, yeah, I think that we're going to have a fun week. Let's put it that way. All right. So let's see. Linda, you're welcome. Renee, beautiful, right? Have a wonderful day. I'll see you guys tomorrow, hopefully. Patty, have a wonderful evening. Mel, best line from the hour. Here you go there. Most people don't. Oh, Mel, I'm sure that I didn't say something as rude as that. That's. We'll have to check the tapes. I'm sure I've been misquoted. Have a wonderful night, Mel. Oh, yeah, you guys figured out you shouldn't listen to me? Holy mackerel, the stuff that comes out is just unbelievable. I'm going to get a thing on my ear to turn off my brain. Or apparently it's already off. All right. Have a great night, Marie. Thanks for being here. Tell Oz, hey. Cindy, thanks for your time. I really learned cool stuff. Thanks for explaining. Oh, you're up in Boulder. Oh, Cindy, we should hang, right? We can't hang out, but I'm glad you're here. Loved having you. Annie, gracias. You're buenos noches. 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 Yeah, that's right. Noches. Buenos noches. Yeah. My neighbor lives down the hall. She's German, and we always pick a different language to say good evening in. Carol, I didn't know you were here. Glad you're here. I heard you guys had an earthquake. I hope you got through it okay. Hope everybody managed to get away without losing too much. So, Carol, you guys have had enough trouble out there. So, hope you're having a good night. Jim, a great one to try to perfect. Yeah, it is one, right? Jerry, have a great night. Thanks for being here. Brandon, first time trying ukulele. This was amazing. Thank you, Ken. Oh, Brandon, first. Excellent. Glad you're here, Brandon. Love it. Joyce, hasta mañana. Okay, buenos noches to you. Vicky, have a wonderful evening. Alan, I'm working on. Yeah, I know. I got your list, Alan. I don't know. You're pretty. You can't say the word Mexican in New Mexico, so I know that. You're facing an issue, but you can play the song and they'll love it. So yeah, heck yeah. All right, Ellen, have a great night. Annie, gracias, and have a wonderful night, Annie. Good to see you. Elizabeth, sprinter for the guitar. Yeah, I know. Run, go grab the guitar and come back. All right, bueno. Have a great night, Alan. Appreciate it. Lynn, have a wonderful evening. Good to see you. Get that ukulele. Keep it moving. Lanny, keep going. Thanks for being here. Fran, have a wonderful night. Sandy, see you tomorrow. Sounds exciting. When the errors are clear, we will hook up. Absolutely, Cindy. That's exciting. I would love that. All right, Jackie. Gracias to you. Have a great night, everybody. I'm going to unplug you. Go have some dinner and order some tacos, right? All right. Have a good night, you guys.